Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to beautiful, gorgeous Toronto. The best Toronto ever. The world. Are you living in the world? Or the world is living inside you? And that's what we're going to talk about. On this channel, we talk about everything and anything that makes us not awesome, but the best frickin' awesome human beings ever. My friends, you are being programmed every frickin' single day. I want you to ask yourself this question. The quality of questions that you ask yourself is the quality of your life. Are you living in the world, or the world is living inside you? Think about that. Think about that long and hard. The world, as you see it, is a perception of what's inside you, and you are picturing that kind of a world. Your mind thinks in pictures. Think about that. Why am I saying this? This channel is about progression, growth. And the best way to grow is through awareness. Because most people are living in ignorance. And I'm not saying I'm all that. I'm ignorant in lots of things. Ignorance is not knowing. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, my friends. Creation happens twice. Once in the mind, then the exterior. There are millions and millions and millions of worlds out there. What? Think about that. If the world is created in here, how many people are there in this world? Therefore, there are millions of worlds. When you die, the world dies with you. Case in point. You look at everything out there in the universe. Out there, forget the universe, out there in front of your eyes. Me looking at certain things, it creates some kind of a neuron, some kind of a stimulation in my body. And that stimulation goes in my brain. And say, for example, I'm going to carry, let's say, for example, this. I'll say, what a beautiful thing. And I look at it. It's creating some kind of stimulus inside me. Right? Creates some kind of feeling inside me. Because I'm looking at it. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. I'm looking at it. I'm touching it. I'm feeling it. I can taste it. But here's the thing. Some other person will look at the same thing and say, he won't have that kind of a stimulus reaction to as I am. Guess what? That is his world. But if that does not trigger you, here's the thing. If you're married, if you're married, and your wife comes along to you every day and touches you, and you look at her and she's so beautiful, it creates that kind of a stimulus reaction, that neurons, that energy that's going in your brain and creates some kind of a feeling inside you. Let's say, for example, that same couple, you get into an accident today, and guess what? You lose your mind. And that same person comes to you and hugs you. You will not have the same feelings. You don't have that chemical reaction inside you. Therefore, your world has changed. Because you are a perception of what's inside here. And you see it that way. Think about that. Everybody has their own world. Think about this long and hard. So how can we apply this kind of knowledge in our life? When I started learning and thinking this way, my life transformed. See, your surroundings create your world. What you surround yourself with in your life, it's creating that kind of a chemical reaction in your brain. And when it's creating that kind of a chemical reaction in your brain thinks in pictures, senses, emotions. And therefore, it is so important to surround yourself with the right people, abundance, prosperity, good health, happiness. Why? Because everything in your life is consciousness. Your world is consciousness. And you must deliberately and consciously live in that way. Think about that. Because it's creating that kind of neurons firing together. And it's creating that kind of pathways in your brain. And when you think like that, and when you feel like that, and you surround yourself with this kind of environment, you're creating your world. So what does that mean? When you visualize, when you create that kind of a stimulus in your mind doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. And guess what? When you fire that kind of a neural energies and imagine that kind of a way of living, guess what happens? You start attracting those things in your life. Because that's your world. See, if you're making $100,000 a year, because your world is only $100,000 man or woman, why not make $100,000 a month? Why don't you become that kind of a person inside? Because creation happens twice. When you think this way, the ways will be shown to you. Your life, my life, everybody's life is consciousness. This is how it works. This is how it works. When I started thinking this way, I only want to surround with abundance and the right people in my life that promote me. And I want to promote them. Because the act of service activates the act of receiving automatically. This is how it works, my friends. This world is in here. Live in consciousness in here, deliberately, in abundance. Who cares if there's recession right now? Who cares about anything? But care what's happening in here. Consciousness. Live in your mind. Live everything in anyone and everybody in a better way than you find them. But that doesn't mean you become a slouch, that people trample over you. Because that's your world. You must draw a line and nobody crosses that line. But don't leave them in a bad way. The least you can do is leave them exactly the way they are. Because it is not your job to change anybody. Why? Because your world is in here. If you change, the world changes with you and you'll see people in a different light. Don't see people the way they are. See people as you would want them to be in here. This topic is near and dear to me. It's absolutely changed, transformed my life. Wow. Everything is within you. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe and achieve, the mind can mind can achieve for you through a vibration of your body. Entertain no doubt. Refuse to accept hurry, worry, or fear. That which knows and does everything inside you is within you. Wow. Listen to the slightest whisper inside you and act on it. The quote was by Usul Stanley Anderson, which I have mixed and matched to my liking. And I suggest you do that for you, because you are your own world. I hope I gave you value. No, I did give you value, because I strive every day to give value to the world. And that's what I want for you. So if you think I gave you value, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so we can make this world the best world ever. Live consciously, with purpose in this moment now, and with freaking passion. So much passion that's oozing out of you. Because guess what? That is your world. One love. There is only one love. We're all in this one love together. We're all connected.